One,
Can you?
SB 145, is that mine? Because there's other bills that I do want to address. So please don't pass over me, just let me really quick.
I'm not going to pass over you.
Is that,
but I'm gonna,
well, whose is that?
We're gonna address.
No, whose is that? Why are you skipping it? Is it mine?
I don't know if it's yours.
Okay, my name is Arthur Shopper.
Okay.
Does it say Arthur Shopper on it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
sir.
why did you
surprise.
skip it?
What a surprise.
Wow, that's very offensive. I'm going to be really
Okay,
quick.
sir.
I'll be really quick.
To me with the nice voice.
Okay, I'm happy to if you treat me nicely, not skipping me. Did you see that?
What's with all
Are
this
you
aggression?
kidding? You skipped me. You skipped me. Okay, so here it is.
Arthur,
I have provided you a written, for example.
But I'm not going to, I already told you. If I
That's
haven't
fine.
seen the bill, I'm
But
not
there's
gonna
other
see it.
things I do want to speak to that the
Okay,
public
but-
needs to know about, okay? Because I want them to inform you. That's why I'm here. In fact, I work with the parents here, and we were able to stop some really sordid stuff in Anaheim Elementary. They were pushing some severe LGBT stuff without the parents' knowledge. This stuff wasn't even in English, and most of the
Elementary
community is Spanish speaking. And by the way, his daughter is half Mexican, so please do not play the race card. AB 175. I'm not saying it. I say it in general because that's a lot of crap he gets. So, and I'm allowed to point that out. So, I don't know why you think it's funny. SB 145 is severe.
But
Everyone's
yours
laughing.
just
Everybody's
wasn't here.
laughing. And this disruption would not have happened if you just responded to my questions. So let me wrap it up. AB 175, this is the language in the bill. This is Mike Gibson. I've contacted his office too, so I'm not just... This is 175. It would force foster parents to recognize the third, the fourth, the 20th gender that's imposed upon a foster kid. That would undermine parental rights and hurt these children. I'm urging you to vote no. It is an assembly bill. So you have the power to pull aside Mr. Gibson. I'm informing the public about this, and I have it here if you want to see more about this. This is insane.
Okay, thank you.
So there's that. There's AB 493. That's Todd Gloria's bill. He's going to force teachers to engage and enact this LGBT agenda. And frankly, I'm sick and tired of teachers and the parents, their time's being taken away when they should be teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic, and not this queer ideology, which is destructive. It's based on lies. Transgenderism is a disorder. It's not a civil right.
Okay, sir, just...
Those are the bills you need to vote against.
Bills. I will look at them closely. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm urging you to vote no. You have the power to speak to both sides of the legislature to
And I will
stop
look
them.
at and what we
And I
do
resent that
is
you
we get
skipped
many
me. That
people-
is not acceptable.
This is how many genders there are, man. There's no such thing as
And
non-binary.
Shonda, he's upset that I didn't like getting skipped. Don't you find that fascinating? Really? Really?
And just a quick statement. It's
kind of bigoted.
Brought in LGBT, OC, Pink Flag, Equality California to put a gender affirmation program, and the only way I got the answers was through a FOIA. I just had 3 parents contact me from Lexington Junior High to tell me that Planned Parenthood came in,
Yep.
taught them a lesson about oral definitions, how to masturbate, what semen was.
Okay,
And
can I address this because we've heard it from other schools?
No, you haven't heard it from her yet.
Listen, this is what's really important. I'm a parent. I have a master's in psych. I work with families. My concern at this point, I don't like politics. I have kids that are my clients that are traumatized. This has to be stopped.
Amen.
That's all I want to say.
Thank you.
What age group is this,
I
ma'am?
appreciate how you're engaging because you're not shouting at me, and I can see that it's an important issue to you and you're willing to express it that way. But sometimes we get people who just want the camera show and they get.
Oh, that's
So,
offensive.
As far as what the school districts are doing and what the state has asked, first of all, there is curriculum
Almost as
that
bad as being
has
called a liar
been,
by her.
not only moved forward by the state, but then the counties, through the counties, they are, bring it to the county, and there is not a different curriculum for each school, for each district. The information about who's getting this curriculum, I've been told it's even in kindergarten,
Yep.
and there's graphs. This is absolutely not true. But we
That's a
know
lie.
for sure because it has been coming up to other coffees I've had, is, as a parent, you have the right.
Now, FOIAs, okay? FOIAs. You know what FOIAs are, right? Freedom of Information Act?
Yes.
The actual emails?
Yes.
It is true, the curriculum that they brought in. It is true that Planned Parenthood in Wood Road at Lexington Junior High got pulled.
I'm not dispelling that.
Okay,
I'm
so
just trying to tell you.
it's
yeah.
not, you got
Yeah.
curriculum, you got third parties. We're talking about two different things. I'm talking about third parties, okay? Please don't discredit what I'm
No,
saying.
no, I'm not
okay?
saying that. Just let me finish.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
So, I 100% agree about the Planned Parenthood. I cannot
Amen.
tell you which schools they are, who gave them permission, any of that. But that was not part of the state saying you have to work with Planned Parenthood. So if
right.
that is happening, that's either a school site decision that somebody agreed to that. I know as a school site person, if you're going to have a speaker or you're going to have a presentation, that is supposed to be approved by the principal or superintendent. So if like you said, if somebody's doing this without permission or without going through the school board, that is an issue. Secondly, what is being taught and who is being taught it? The health curriculum does not start in public schools until 5th grade. In 5th grade, it begins with some of those films that you remember. Parents have to give permission and parents can opt out. Then it goes into junior high and then into high school. There are different parts of the curriculum taught at those particular grades. Parents have not only the right to go in and look at the curriculum, they have the right to sit in while it's being presented, and they also have the right to view the films and the curriculum separate from their kids. Like I just want
Amy, is that true?
appointment with my principal and I want a preview, or I actually want to be in there, or I don't want my child to have any of that curriculum. That's an opt-out.
So, Amy, you're saying that's not
If
true?
there are other things happening, and we've seen some diagrams, some of these things are not even from the United States. Some of the pictures that were shown to me are from Canada. And secondly, some of the stuff, like I've heard, kindergarten children are being taught about all different types of sex. This is actually not part of the curriculum. So if that in fact is true, then it is a teacher that is presenting something that has not been given by the state. So I would tell you, I can't 1,000% to 100% say this has not happened because I'm not in every single class. But what I can tell you as a parent is you do have the right to go into the to meet with the superintendents, to meet, and if you're not getting that right, if they are not allowing you into that, you need to make
You're
it
not
clear.
allowed to, my daughter goes to Dale Junior High.
Okay.
You're not allowed to take your kid out of the health class. They will
That's-
not let you.
Okay, well then that's not.
I was told
what-
directly
that-
by the
that-
principal.
Okay, that is not what is in the state law. In the law, and we have the language, it says you can opt out.
Of the sex
So
ed.
if.
But not the
if
health.
The sex ed, but you can't opt of them not being in the health class. I read that yesterday.
Okay, so yeah.
So that's something you should
probably is
change.
true, is you can opt out of the sex ed part of it, but the rest of the part, you know, whether it's on body systems, whether it's on nutrition, then you're saying you don't want your child in health, period? Is that what you're saying?
We're saying that they're teaching some of these perverse activities under the guise of health.
That's what's happening.
Can I explain it?
But.
That they're
in
teaching
order
them
to-
how to have anal sex under the guise of health.
Is it okay if I explain? Yes. Okay, so you have AB 329, which is the
That's what they're doing.
Yes, they are.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry.
You have AB 329, which is comprehensive sexuality. Okay, so what you can opt out is HIV preventative, and then the comprehensive sexuality, you can't opt out because it's gender spectrum. When you have Title IX, what they're bringing in are different programs such as Glenton and Welcoming Schools, which is a global implementation, which actually supports the LGBT student. So at that point, the whole environment becomes altered under one person or one class under Educational Code 220, which is actually a violation of that and First Amendment rights. When you have SB 48, which is part of the social framework, you're talking about things being implemented in 4th grade. But the problem that we're coming about in the Anaheim Elementary School District is they went under Title IX, they brought in very aggressive political groups,
Yep.
And they were going to do a diversity week, which would change the whole environment, which was a global implementation, which actually was a violation of Educational 220. So what we're looking at is a different construct, and it's a more of a community issue, because if you're violating the parents across Anaheim Elementary School District, you've got Planned Parenthood coming in rogue and Anaheim Union, and no one's really involving the parents, and you try to dig up FOIAs, we have a community issue. Because that's no longer communication with the school boards. We have to talk to city council, we have to talk to someone like you to understand that we have a major issue, especially with the massage parlors. So
Yep.
that's what I wanted to convey right now.
I'm happy to continue to work on this issue. I know these are a few parents, not parents, but
with the parents'
representatives
voice.
from another group.
Good.
We had some people at our coffee last week, parents, and we've already agreed to have a type of, if you want to say, meeting related to specifically some of this. So if that is something that you're here for, make sure you give one of us not only your name, and let's just put Claudia a triangle so we can know who they are, so they can be invited. We're gonna try to get that off in the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And what we will do is try to get some, whether it be a principal, superintendent, also somebody from the county and the state. Because
Wasn't it true they had a Harvey Milk Day as well?
They had a
So
lot of,
we
they had a
will,
lot of stuff there.
and again, we also want to make sure, there's a lot of topics you're throwing out here. One
Yep.
is gender identity, the other are LGBT issues, the other is sex education. So under that umbrella, again, there's huge amount of disagreement about what's appropriate and not. I will go back to who has been elected in California. It doesn't mean I personally or anybody here, it's what people, when people are elected, many times they move towards policies that reflect who they are. So there is a growing amount of elected officials in Orange County that not Orange County. Not Orange County, but across the state, that gender identity issues are very important to them. So this is not to say, you're right, you're wrong. I mean, that is.
Leave the
what's
children out of
happening.
it. Leave the kids
That's not
alone.
true. It's just a vocal LGBT
If
lobby, that's all it is.
If you have information that your student has brought home or anything like that, please bring it. Because we are getting, this is given out, and so we need to have that. I did have meetings last year about this with some parents, and they said the same, or somebody said the same thing over here. And when I said, can you bring me the stuff, can I see it? Because it's hard to say, again, I'm the third party here, and we never got it. I have had some things sent to me, and we've looked at it, and from the curriculum we are seeing in the districts that I'm representing, that is not from these districts, but please bring me those.
So you'll have
Yes.
the legitimate
Um,
documents.
Can
Yes.
I add to that? Parents' rights are critical in this state. The parents' rights are critical. We need parents to stay focused with what's going on in the school. Each district seems to have freedom to do what they want. Some of them are being very liberal, some of them are moving conservative. Fullerton is going a little more conservative. Our option is this. The Assemblywoman may not be able to change all of this legislation, and I give her credit for listening today because this is a pretty serious matter to parents. My opinion from the parents' voice is, we don't want to opt out, we want to opt in. If we want a child to hear these things and be part of it, that's fine, sign them up for that class. The second thing is, when the health classes are given, we would really like it if the boys are separated from the girls.
Yeah.
Because these
Duh.
whole grouping of girls and boys are causing a huge disruption and a lot of emotional issues for our children.
All right, so we will follow up on this topic
And
with
I
a future
appreciate-
meeting within the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I can pledge to that, all right?
Thank you.
First, I have to apologize. My pen didn't work, so I couldn't fill one out.
Okay,
But my question is, what is gonna be done with these laws where if somebody has a multiple arrest record has been deported multiple times and is in police custody, why aren't they turned over? I'm not talking about dreamers.
Okay.
I'm talking about the murderer
Yep.
of Jamal Shaw.
Yes.
The murderer of Kate Steinley.
Kate Steinley.
And the murderer of Officer Singh.
And Ruben Morphine.
They were in police custody, and Gavin Newsom, and he said this when they were asking about Kate Steinley, you're looking away from me, was asked about Kate Steinley. Gavin Newsom's response was, that's just politics, and
you have
look
it.
what I'm doing on global warming.
Oh,
Oh
That
my
was in the
God.
debate.